Hello everyone and welcome back to the final video from this year's IPL. Yes, it's been a wonderful month and a half, and during this period, we did weekly reviews of IPL, we did a video on how the race to playoffs looked like, and at the end of the IPL, we did a team performance and rating video as well. And today, we will be picking our team of the season. And I must admit, out of all the videos that I've done, this one is the most difficult one. I mean, close to 200 players were part of this mega tournament, and if you have to pick only 11 out of that, it has to be the most difficult job. And more so when every other person can have different opinions about which player should have featured in this team. And that is the real fun part as we choose the final 11 at the end of the season. So let us start with our two openers. And for these two spots, we have two of the finest white ball openers from India. KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan are the only two players in this tournament to have scored more than 600 runs, and so are undoubtedly the first two players of our team. Yes, I know what is going through your mind. There was a case for Warner as well, but as we can have maximum 4 overseas players, Warner unfortunately could not make it into the final 11. So we have got our openers. Now who next? Next is our number 3, but let us keep this number 3 aside for some time and we will talk about that position at the later stage of this analysis. So that brings me to my number 4. Now my number 4 is a person who can easily rotate the strike and can keep scoreboard ticking, who can defend and slow down his tempo if his team is 2 or 3 downs early in the game, and can accelerate the innings at his will. At number 4, I've got the brilliance of Mr. 360, AB de Villiers. Now at number 4, I've got a young Indian batsman, someone who can tong the ball a long way, a player who has scored more than 500 runs in this season with a strike rate of more than 150, a person who has hit maximum number of sixes in this edition of the IPL. Ishan Kishan is my next player in the list. So I've got KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan as openers, ABD, Ishan Kishan at 4 and 5 respectively. Now I'm searching for number 6. And at number 6, I want a player who can play the role of a finisher and can well give me some overs as well. And when I check all the players, I could find 3 names for that position: Pollard, Stoinis and Holder. And we had to let Holder go, 1, because he wasn't a part of Sunrisers camp for the whole season, and 2, because even though he delivered with ball, he did not get enough opportunities to show if he can be a finisher that I want in my team. So this leaves me to choose either Pollard or Stoinis. Now let us check what the stat has to say. So Pollard has a strike rate of 190, which is absolutely fantastic, and there is no denial there's hardly anyone as destructive as him in the death overs. Whereas Stoinis has a strike rate of 150, which even if looks on a lesser side than Pollard, but actually isn't too bad either. Now let us look what they have to offer with their bowling. So Pollard has bowled 21 overs at an economy of 9 and 9.5 and only taken 4 wickets, whereas Stoinis has bowled 29 wickets at similar economy but has taken 13 wickets. And remember, with this performance, he helped Delhi Capitals reach to the finals for the very first time. So when we compare the stats of both these players, although Pollard has a very good strike rate than Stoinis, but Stoinis' ability of taking wickets when his team needs the most gives him an edge over Pollard, and so my player for number 6 will be Marcus Stoinis. And now let us move ahead to choose our number 7. And the reason why I am choosing this person as my number 7 is, first, he delivered some brilliant performances for his team Rajasthan Royals, took them home safely quite a few times. Yes, he's one who can hit some huge sixes, and if any of my bowler has a slightly off day, or if Stoinis is not able to give me all his 4 overs, I can utilize Tewatia to fill those remaining overs. A person who has been a constant bowler for RR and who has almost given 3.5 overs per match, a gun fielder on the park, and someone who has the ability to hit the ball out of the park, a person who can surely introduce himself as Rahul, naam to suna hi hoga. Yes, Rahul Tewatia will be my player number 7 in this list. Now we have another 4 positions to fill and a number 3 who we will be choosing at the last. So let us have a check of our team. We already have 2 overseas players, so we can accommodate only 2 more, and then 2 Indian bowlers. One of them has to be Jasprit Bumrah. So I have got another position filled as well. Now at number 8, I am taking a bowler who can consistently bowl at 140s and 50s, very accurate with his line and length, hardly gives any weight to the batsman, and if he gets an opportunity to play even 10 odd balls, he has the potential to throw at least 2 or 3 out of those 10 into the stands. Joffra Archer is my number 8 in this team. And this leaves me with 2 more slots, one Indian bowler and one overseas. Let us talk about that one overseas spot available in my team and what are the choices in front of me. Firstly, we have a purple cap winner of this season, Kagiso Rabada. Then we have Rashid Khan, a bowler who is still a mystery for all the Indian batsmen and overseas as well, even after so many years into the IPL. And we have Trent Bolt as our third option. And even if he is the leading wicket taker, I am just scrapping my first option Rabada, because when I compare Trent Bolt and Rabada, Bolt has 5 wickets less than Rabada, but he has also played 2 games less than Rabada, and secondly, his economy also is slightly better than Rabada, although both of them bowl at the power play and death overs as well. And the third and most important factor is Rabada has hardly taken any wickets in the power play, and majority of his wickets have come into the death overs. That means he has hardly managed to give those early breakthroughs to his team, whereas Bolt has taken maximum of his wickets in the power play itself, in turn making a job easy for his team going ahead into the game. And the same was observed in the final against Delhi Capitals as well. So Bolt for me is a clear winner there. Now that means the competition is between Rashid and Bolt. But as I already have one leg spinner in the form of Tewatia, and I have another position in my hand for number 11, for which I've got a brilliant bowler, absolutely brilliant bowler, someone who has managed to give a wicket every time his captain asked him to give one. Yuzi Chahal simply picks himself in my side. And this means I have 2 leg spinners but only 2 genuine fast bowlers in the form of Bumrah and Archer, and I definitely need another genuine fast bowler. And so Trent Bolt gets a slight edge over mighty Rashid Khan, and he can give me a left arm pace option as well, creating that odd angle for batsman, and that means unfortunately Rashid doesn't get a go in this team. Now I'm done with 10 out of 11 players from my team. Now is the time to talk about number 3. Now again, let me check who are the options for me. My first option is someone who has an absolutely wonderful season, Suryakumar Yadav. And the second option I have got is a player who has slightly under par season, but under par by his standards. Yes, I'm thinking about Virat Kohli as my second option for this position. Now let us check the stats. So what stats are saying? Surya has scored 480 runs in 16 games, and Kohli has scored 466 with a game less than Suryakumar Yadav with slightly similar average. But Surya definitely has greater strike rate than Kohli, but if I have to pick my captain, then I will definitely choose Virat Kohli, because yes, I definitely have KL Rahul in my team who can be the captain as well, but the fact that he could not take his team to the all-important playoff stage, whereas although Virat Kohli's team lost 4 consecutive matches, but he still could take them to the next phase of the league, gives him an edge over KL Rahul as a captain. And if Virat knows, even if he gets out early, he has players like ABD, Ishan Kishan, Stoinis, Tewatia and Archer to follow him, he can definitely go all guns blazing, which takes the strike rate comparison out of the context. And moreover, as Virendra Sehwag said, why he chose Virat as his captain, because Virat brings that aggression on the field, and he can take top order and middle order together and can bind the team as one, which means Virat automatically goes ahead than Surya in this department. And so Virat Kohli is our batsman playing at 1 down position and the captain of the team as well. So this is our team from this edition of the IPL, and I am sure you will have your opinion as well. तो देर किस बात की, बस भेज दो हमें आपकी टीम, comment it below and let us know who can feature in your dream team. And before you leave, here is sending a huge thanks to all of you. This was my first attempt of doing YouTube videos of this kind, and without your love and support, ये सब possible नहीं होता. In last 2 odd months, we did 11 videos, and this all could happen only because of your love and support. I would like to express a deep gratitude to all of you who encouraged and supported me throughout this journey. अरे पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम फिर से यहाँ नहीं मिलेंगे. बस IPL खत्म हो गया है, क्रिकेट नहीं. बहुत जल्द द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ऑस्ट्रेलिया टूर शुरू होने वाला है. तो क्या फिर मिलेंगे बहुत जल्द? तब तक जी दिवाली है, मजे कीजिए और हमारे लिए कुछ स्वीट लेके आइए. नेक्स्ट टाइम मिलते हैं, जी हाँ, इसी चैनल पर मिलते हैं बहुत जल्द. बाय बाय एंड हैप्पी दिवाली.